Hey everyone, happy Friday. It's been a while, but we're going to get right back into it. This is another video for Raid Shadow Legends, and I've kind of put off, it's been kind of busy around the house, but today's a big day. We've got a summoning event, we've got a two-time chance to get a legendary from Sacred Shards. And because this is a brand new account, because it's free to play, and I'm doing my dailies, but I'm not putting any money into this account whatsoever. I have exactly one shard. So the chances of me pulling an actual legendary from a sacred shard is pretty slim. Here we see the chances now. Normally it's a 6% chance. Today, over the next few days, actually, it'll be 12%. So I just got this legendary shard yesterday. So timing is perfect. I'm going to pull this shard and hope for the best. At the very least, we'll get an epic. And I've got a couple of epics, but only one that I'm using regularly right now. And I'd like to, if I'm going to get a pull an epic here, I'd like it to be a top-notch one. I've got a few that I've got my eye on. But ultimately, we want a legendary. And there are some good legendaries and some bad ones. But I think there are more quality legendaries than there are quality epics. So cross your fingers here. We have a 12% chance. One shard. Going to cost me 100,000 silver to do so. I'm pretty well set there. I've got room. I've used up 56 of my 70 slots. So cross your fingers. Here we go. And it's an epic, and it is Bloodfeather. In fact, I think I've already got her. Let's take a look here. She has her A1. This is one that she will use every chance she gets because it's free. Attacks one enemy, has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. So that's nice, but one enemy, one hit, not that great. Her A2 attacks one enemy, has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. Once I've ascended her to 3 stars, she'll get a 60% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns on her enemy. So that's good once she's ascended. Her A3 attacks one enemy. So this really does limit her. All of her attacks attack one enemy. So that means we won't be using her in Spider. Probably won't be using her for probably the Ice Golem. We'll take a look here. Her A3 attacks one enemy, places a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns, decreases the target's turn meter by 30%, has an extra 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. So she has a lot of extra opportunities for critical hit, which means we don't have to build her with quite so much critical chance. We can go for critical damage, which is nice. That means that she can hit pretty hard. But again, one enemy. And it's a pretty good debuff at speed, decreased speed for 2 turns. We can get that down to about a 4-turn cooldown. All right, and her aura increases ally crit rate in faction crypts. So one area of the dungeons that she can handle, and it's the faction crypts only, and she can affect the rest of her group to increase the crit rate, which means that we can spend just about 0 amount of resources upping her crit rate because she's got all of that coming naturally, and she can help the rest of her group. So she'll be good for the faction crypts, but that's just about it. So that's it for our sacred shards. And let's see what we've got here. Yeah, you can see in my index here, if I didn't have her, there'd be a little red dot here showing that, yeah, you've not pulled this epic yet. And so, yeah, I've already got her. I've got like 6 or 7 epics, and the fact that one of them is her is kind of frustrating. So, there's an event here, a number of events going now to help us summon our own legendary, which is kind of cool, but there's a lot that you have to do to pull this legendary. So coming back over here to the summoning portal, This is a new approach here that they're giving players the opportunity to summon epics and legendaries in different fashions. And this one is legendary by the name of Kreela Witch Arm, and she's a support legendary, really good. Need 100 fragments to get her. All right, so we've already done that with Horden. They made that one really easy to get, so he was one of my epics, and he's good. But Kreela would be a fantastic addition because she'd be my first legendary. To get her, there are a number of events that will help you gather enough fragments. You need 100 of these fragments. I just started this today, so because I pulled a legendary, I automatically got a whole bunch of points here. I got 100,000 silver, excellent, 50 gems, which is absolutely fantastic, and my first 5 fragments. All right, so I have the opportunity to get another 25 fragments. To get to this point here, I need 3,500 total points for the summon rush. I've already done 510, but I got that 500 from my sacred shard. So I don't have any more of those. I think I've got a couple of these and a few of those, but this is the only one on the double summoning rate. If I were to use these shards, it might help me get higher. I'm not going to get to 3,500 total shards, total points in shards. 3,500 would be another 6 of these sacred shards, and way too many of those, more than I've got. So I think I can get to probably the rare skill tome using what I've got, if I just stick with my mystery shards, which, I've got 300 of those. So I could use these to help along the way. They're not going to be enough to get me all the way up. So I'm going to have to settle, at least at this point, with my 5 out of 100. Now, there are other ways of getting these shards, or fragments, rather. And let's see here. If I were to take part in the Fire Knight tournament, I need 1,500 points, over 1,500, to get just 5 more. That's not very many shards, or fragments. And that's a lot of points to get. Classic Arena Takedown. Now, I am in Bronze 1 or Bronze 2 and struggling because I don't have any 60s yet. So getting up to 200 points here in the Classic Arena Takedown to get just another 5 fragments, probably not going to happen. I'm having a real hard time getting points in the arena. Starting later on, late tonight, we'll have a champion training tournament, which would be good for me because I'm constantly training up my champions. Am I going to get enough points? I can't see what points I need yet, but if it's kind of mirroring what's happening with these other 2 tournaments here, it's going to be hard. So the chances of me actually unlocking Kreela Witch Arm with fragments is pretty slim, but I'm still going to try. And as things come up, if I have some great opportunities here, I will hop back on and do another video. So that's where I am today. I've got some work to do, and again, this is Raid Shadow Legends. I'm doing free to play up to level 42 because 42 rocks. Remember your towel and don't panic. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to get on and do some more videos soon and keep this going. Thanks for joining me.